Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will be installing BlackVue's new dash camera. This dash camera is really cool. It offers a front and rear facing dash cam, so if you're to ever get hit from behind, you will have that recorded. I will also be installing BlackVue's Battery Pack Pro. This is a very cool battery that allows the camera to continuously record while the car is off. It uses, it taps into one of the fuses, and when the car is off, it will just rely off the battery pack and not the actual car's battery, so you'll never come back with a dead battery. And also the battery has its own app, so you can see through Bluetooth how the percentage that the battery is actually charged. It's a really cool design. So let's get into unboxing and then we'll install everything. All right, so here is what I have. I have the Battery Pack Pro. We'll take a look at that in a minute, but let's take a look at the actual dash cam. So let's open it up real quick. And inside you get some instructions and the two dash cameras. This is the front one and this is the rear one. So let's take this thumb out. Really cool 4K dash camera, comes with an SD card too, Wi-Fi, all that good stuff. Here is the little baby back camera, which is pretty cool. I've never had a dash camera that has a back camera too. Let's see what else is in here. So we have some wiring. This wiring looks like it runs to the back, so for the back camera, and if you just want to plug it straight into a cigarette lighter, you can do that with this. We have the SD card, plastic pry tools, some sticky stuff. That's really cool. They include a USB to micro SD card so you can read the actual SD card. Let's put all that aside. Now this is what I'm really excited for. This allows the car, like I said, to charge from the battery pack instead of the actual car. So this is what we have. We have the actual ground cable, some things that tap into different fuses, and various other cabling that we will figure out how it works. Here is the behemoth, the actual battery pack. It is a big boy. So right here we have, you can see the charge, Bluetooth, the power that it goes in. It says if it's charging off the cigarette or hardwire, which I'm assuming is fuse, USB, dash camera, and expansion. You can actually daisy chain these battery packs together, which is really cool. All right, so we're going to start by installing the dash cam, so let's go do that now. Next step is to run this cable from the front camera right there where it says there's a little gold connector. You're gonna plug this side that says angled, that says F for front, into the front part and run this all the way to the back. Now this is different for every car, so I am going to do a time lapse, but my plan of attack is kind of snake it this way, and just run it all the way to the back. So I'm gonna put you guys in a time lapse of doing that now. So now I have the back cable ran to about somewhere like right here. I'm gonna try to tuck it in better. I ended up taking off this piece right here. It was already off actually in my car, but I would take that piece off. And I left the excess sitting above the headliner. My headliner is sagging. I know, the new Alcantara one I need to fix. But I do have the rear dash cam right here. It's the same process as the front one, where you pull off this little backing tape, which is surprisingly difficult to peel off. Make sure that you have your the backing tape. Make sure that, sorry, the window is clean before putting this on. Backing tape does not want to come off. And they do include extra backing tape, which is good too. So here's the backing tape. We're gonna take the camera. Sorry, I'm gonna be in your view for a second, but I wanna get this somewhat in the middle. Nice firm push. Let me zoom in for a second. And you can see dash cam in the back is now mounted. Nice firm push against it. And I have the cable running out. Hopefully it doesn't get, it's not too in the way. I mean, I know there's only so much you can do to hide it, but they do come with little stick tabs if you need little mounting spots to hold in the wire, but it should be good where it is. So now let's go wire up the power and test this thing out. Well, because of me, and I'm stupid, I forgot that you still use the same power cable as the cigarette lighter if you're using the battery pack. So we are now going to run the power cable, which we could have ran together. Not a huge deal because it only snakes down. This one went that way. This cable went this way, and this one's gonna go like that. So not a huge deal, but we're going to now take the cigarette lighter power cord. We're gonna plug it in. And I think, oops. I like that these are all angled so they can plug in super easy. And then we're gonna take it and do the same thing. Come up here, tuck it behind the headliner. Something to note is if you're trying to connect to the Wi-Fi, it says the default one is BlackVue. However, the password is actually on the side of the camera. So it's right there. So definitely make sure you get that before putting it up. I had to take mine back down. Make sure you don't unplug it when the GPS is initializing. I'm just playing around with it. Still, I still have the battery pack charging with my car on. So let me go try to connect to this with Wi-Fi and neaten everything up, and then I'll be back. So the audio from the other video was junk. I'm having issues with my audio right now, but how I wired the actual dash cam in for the battery pack is I took out fuse number 7, which is the radio, and then I plugged in this add a fuse thing. So on the top is the actual new fuse, and on the bottom is the old, I think 10 or 5 amp fuse for the radio. Be aware that the fuse that you do tap into should be 10 amps or low. Don't tap into something that's 30 amps. Tap into something like the radio, like I said, is 10 amps or less. I'm pretty sure it's either 5 or 10, but the new one is 10. So I have the new fuse on top, the bypass fuse, which is using for the radio on bottom. This cable is then running all the way down to my battery pack, and then the other lead goes into the engine compartment for the actual, for a ground. And then here is how it's actually wired up. So right here is the dash cam. That's the one that goes to the actual dash camera. We have this cable right here, which is the positive and negative to power this device. And there is a switch right here. Make sure that's set to hardwire if you're hardwiring it into a fuse like I did. Or if you're not, you'd switch it to cigarette lighter, and you can wire it off the cigarette and it will shut off with the car, because most cigarettes do shut off with the car for German cars, and this is an intelligent battery pack, so I'm pretty sure it will shut off regardless when it knows you've been sitting for too long. A couple other things, this has a USB port to charge anything, and this is really cool. If you want to daisy chain a bunch of batteries together, you're able to do that with this battery pack. And right now it's on. I don't know if you can see, there's a little red light right there for charging, because the car is currently on and it's currently charging the battery pack. So let me go through all the features with both apps. There's a lot of things you can do with this dash camera, so it's really cool. So next thing I want to do, I want to take a look at the 2 apps that are involved. We're gonna first look at the battery pack app. Click on it, and you can see that I have the battery connected right now. However, if the battery is not connected and you see it pop up right here, refrain from clicking it, because if you click it sometimes, oh, that time it worked. But if you click on it, closes the app. Don't click on your actual the serial that you see. Just wait a couple seconds inside the app and it'll automatically connect if you have the Bluetooth device saved. So here's what we see. We can see that my battery's currently charging 27%. We can see the voltage coming in, the voltage going out. Battery capacity is 6,000 milliamps. Time to charge remaining, charging, and the usage time. So that's pretty cool. There's then settings to overload, beep on and off, stuff like that. Battery capacity, I wouldn't touch that because it is a 6,000 milliamp hour battery. I don't know what that's gonna do, but don't touch that. Let me turn my brightness up for you guys just a little bit, might be a little more helpful. So there's that. This app's pretty basic, has the basic features that you could want just to figure out what is going on with the battery and figure out the percentage. There's not much else you need to do. So now let's go to the camera. So the camera has this app. I don't know why there's also this BlackVue thing right here, and it just brings you inside of it. I don't know why they didn't build it into one app instead of requiring you to have the battery app and the BlackVue app, even though they both link into each other. So let's click BlackVue Wi-Fi, and here are all the events that it's recorded. So we can check this one, and we'll do quick play. So you can see, I'm sitting in a parking lot right now, so that's why it's recording that. We can do a live view of what I'm looking at. We can flip the camera around. It's pretty cool. Now, this app has a load of settings, so many settings, it's crazy. So if we go under firmware settings, we have basic time, resolution, so you can pick the resolution if you want to do 4K. You can do HDR, which is really cool. Brightness of the content that it's recording. Adjust recording options, normal recording, parking mode, so you can pick if it's just impact motion or just a continuous time lapse of what's going on, and you can loop through it later. You can pick if you want the rear camera to be on in parking mode. You can pick if you want voice recording, time and date. I shut off the speed. Y'all know why. I shut off the speed. You guys know why. You can lock events, front camera rotation if it's off-centered or flipped around or some weird thing like that. You can fix that. Then we also have the sensitivity of the actual camera. So if we click on it, we can see all the sensitivity. Then we have the motion detection. We can X out certain zones that it would be recording inside of motion. So let's say I know stuff always passes through this side, I can uncheck it so it will not get that when it's recording, and I can do that for both the front and rear, which is super cool. Other cool things, I can shut off the LEDs. I have the LED shut off in the front so people don't know that I'm recording. I don't want people looking at my car thinking it's definitely recording, so I have recording status off, front security, parking security. I don't know why I don't have rear security on. And then one thing to note is Wi-Fi is not turned on by default, and you'll have to click the button on the side of the camera. So definitely recommend turning Wi-Fi auto on if you like that. I like that to be able to connect to it. It's password protected, and you can even change the credentials right here if you want to. So that's very cool. Cloud settings, you can push stuff up into the cloud if you would like to, so definitely enable that. So I think the cloud is only if it's connected in your driveway. You can push stuff up, like if it's connected in your driveway or somewhere that has Wi-Fi nearby, then you can push stuff up to the cloud. In English version, save without. And then you can update the firmware on the cameras, so that's pretty cool. Did it say I had a new one? Nope, I already have the latest. Oh, nope, it says new firmware related. Cool, so I do have an update that I can do on my camera. But this app is really cool. I think the user interface is really good. You should create an account. There's all your firmware stuff. There are some paid features. I'm not too sure what the actual paid features are. But regardless, I think this camera is awesome. It is a little pricey, but I think the features that it offers are awesome. Many of you guys know that my BMW is not my full car, like isn't my daily driver, so it doesn't get driven every day. So having that battery backup to be able to record while the car sits for a couple of days is awesome. I really like that. In my Chevy, I think I mentioned that I just use my cigarette lighter, and it's on all the time. Not necessarily the best, but I drive the car every day, so it doesn't really matter. However, this car that sits, it's cool that it can run off a battery pack and not kill my battery. I like that it comes with the rear camera. The rear camera is super easy to wire it up. It runs right off the actual front camera. It doesn't need additional power. So I think that is awesome. So that's it for this video. I'm going to link this dash camera down with the Battery Pack Pro. They do have some other options that can plug into your OBD2 port to grab power and be intelligent and stop recording before it kills the battery, so you have one more start left. So BlackVue definitely makes some really cool products that are revolutionizing the dash camera game right now, just because of the features that it does offer compared to some of these other dash cameras. So definitely check them out in the description. Like this video if you like what we're doing here and you like seeing more BMW related content. I know this video wasn't super BMW related, it was just kind of generic car video. So with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video.